Okay, let's go. Let's do this.
I think the allegation is suspicious. I'm just going to say it. I think Oliver's tattoo and his explanation of how he handled the tattoo after realizing it was a Nazi tattoo was way more problematic than these claims. That's my thought.
Now, of course, in my opinion, the worst, most cowardly thing that Graham Plattner has ever done in response to the allegations.
False allegations and not fact.
Okay, let's do this. Okay. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Eastern Play. How's it going? Hello, Brianna Hogwin. Okay, going good. Good. Just finished watching Argentina versus England. After England scored the goal, they just fell asleep offensively. Okay, so let's see.
Frustrating, angry, disappointed. Once England broke the deadlock, went 1-0 up, everything was fine, everything was comfortable, and for some inexplicable reason, they dropped and they dropped and they kept on.
You know what, never
Harry, it's the
mind.
most heartbreaking way for your tournament to end. I know it's going to be...
That game, Spaloni won the game.
You know what, forget about it. Let's just... This is going to be on my own time. Okay. Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh.
Incredibly raw, but what are your...
Thomas took as his first job as
Like, if you...
Me, your mom, brother. You got a lot of weight on your shoulders.
Let's zoom out a little bit and just talk about soccer, especially because I wake up this morning, I open up the Wall Street Journal, and I see this headline. The greatest rivalry in sports braces for its biggest game ever.
No, I don't remember Lienia Pastegui. No, I don't remember you.
What is the greatest rivalry in sports? What would you say is the greatest rivalry in sports? The easy answer comes to mind, which is Yankees-Red Sox. It's one of the oldest, deepest rivalries in all of sports. What else? I don't know. Army Navy. That's a great football rivalry. I don't know. There are a bunch of rivalries in sports. No. Says there are other epic rivalries from Yankees Red Sox to Ohio State and Michigan. Yeah, Ohio State and Michigan. No. The Wall Street Journal says nothing comes close to the 64-year-old.
I mean, do I like pasta? I mean, yes, I like pasta. Gripper Destroyer. I'm doing fine, Krishaw. I think Argentina are winning the World Cup. I don't think Spain are going to beat Argentina. Yes, I like pizza. Krishaw.
World Cup feud that is England versus Argentina. What are you talking about? That's not true. No one cares about that. Certainly no one in America cares about that. Some people pretend to, like libs kind of pretend to care about it. That isn't true. First of all, the Yankees-Red Sox rivalry is decades older than the supposed England and...
France are already eliminated, Krishaw. They got eliminated by Spain. Did you not watch the game? France got eliminated by Spain. It is Spain that's going to play Argentina Sunday. I think France would have had a better chance at beating Argentina because France played Argentina before in the World Cup. They beat Argentina in the 2018 World Cup in the round of 16 in their way to the final. And then in the 2022 World Cup final, they lost against Argentina, where they were missing 3 of their key players, Pogba, Benzema and Conte, and they lost on penalties. I don't think Spain are going to beat Argentina. You said you know that, and you said you know that, and you said you think France might win the World Cup. So that means you did not watch the game. You did not know about that. Because me, I knew France was out. France will play against England on Saturday to see who finished 3rd place. But me, I probably will not watch that game because it's whatever. 3rd place, it doesn't really mean anything. So I'm only going to watch the final, Spain versus Argentina. And I think Argentina are going to win. I think Argentina will win. Okay, me, I think Argentina will win. They will go back to back. If France defeated Argentina, maybe France could have beaten Argentina because France played Argentina before. But Spain, they're not really familiar with Argentina. So I don't see a Spain winning, but I might be wrong. But I don't see a Spain beating Argentina.
Argentina rivalry, and baseball is way cooler and more important than soccer, certainly in America, and no one cares. What are you talking about? Nothing. Listen, let me tell you, America, nothing comes close. Am I right?
I mean, we will see on Sunday. Me, I think they're going to win. Krishaw, I think they're going to win. I think it's a wrap. Argentina will win. Messi will go back to back. That first World Cup that he won in 2022, there was an asterisk to it because France were missing 3 of their key players. But this World Cup, there will be no asterisk. And it's kind of England's fault that they lost. because after they scored the goal, they were not really pushing offensively. They just got defensive. They did not really got offensive. Argentina did not already win the World Cup. We will see on Sunday. I could be wrong, but I think Argentina will win.
Am I right? I know we can't wait to turn on the soccer game when we get home and watch England versus, which is why I love baseball so much. Part of the reason I love baseball so much is because it's sort of.
Okay, I'm just watching like a Michael Knowles clip. Michael Knowles 6 hours ago said, "I hate soccer, but I really hate it. Everyone in the third world is going to be tuning out at this point, but it's a bad sport. It's designed to weaken America." Yeah, I mean, I actually agree with him. Soccer is not really popular in America. Soccer is popular in Europe and in Africa or Asia, not in America.
Okay, the show.
Okay, let's just move on from soccer. Let's just see what Cinema Shogun has to say. So Cinema Shogun said, Candace Owens says she has an exclusive recording. It is one of the biggest sports. It is the biggest sport in other countries, in other continents, Africa, Europe, and Asia, not in the United States. American, they don't really watch soccer. Crucial. Okay, so let's just move on from soccer. Let's read Cinema Shogun tweet. So Cinema Shogun said Candace Owens say she has an exclusive recording, but what she means by that is she secretly recorded a phone call she had with someone a month ago. It was obviously of no importance or she would have released it sooner, but now that she runs out of stuff, she's circling back to make a conspiracy out of it. After seeing her behavior over the last 10 months, I don't see why anyone will ever feel comfortable talking to her or being close with her again. She eventually viciously turns on everyone she knows and uses attack against them to boost her whole name and career. Okay, so the part that I will highlight on that tweet is I don't see why anyone will ever feel comfortable talking to her or being close to her again. Okay, so Brandon Tatum is still close to her, and I think Michael Knowles is still close to her. Me, I'm just indifferent and I'm a nobody, so it's whatever. Let's see.
Must go on, even though quite a depressing loss. But I do have a. Okay, the show must go on, even though quite a depressing loss. But I do have a really good show for you. We actually have an exclusive recording for you. Something else that stood out in the courtroom that.
So is it just best of luck whoever wins? Yeah, it's best of luck. I think Argentina are going to win. Crucial. I think Argentina will win. I think maybe France would have beaten Argentina. I don't see a Spain beating Argentina.
I had a memory about someone that I had spoken to back in September, dutifully recorded the calls as I do all of the calls that I have with people as I've been piecing together this investigation. And I think you're going to be pretty shocked by it. Also, I'm sure you saw that Israel is upset despite spending millions upon millions of dollars to persuade us to love them. The opposite thing seems to be happening. They're behind the influencer campaign, the obvious influencer campaign. Are you feeling overwhelmed? I have a feeling Influenceable might be behind that campaign as well. More about that, and a quick update for you guys on Charlie's shirt. We got a lot of emails from you guys, and I just wanted to clarify a couple of things. So join us at the link below. Okay,
so whatever. Let's see what else.
Let's see who knows.
On everything with Carrie Prejean Bowler on my side.
Okay. So, yeah. So King of X said, when you know nothing, everything is a conspiracy. That's actually true. Okay, so.
That left footed.
Clavicular. Okay, so let's see what.
Gin brate, mare, 100%. Že to poznat? Ne može biti.
Okay. Man. Okay, so.
Soccer is the complete.
So Jeremy Boering appeared on on Michael Knowles' show. That was like 5 hours ago.
Inverse of the real world, where Iran continues to lose every single battle and then is.
Further ado, we are now joined by former Daily Wire 2 sports correspondent Jeremy the God King Boering.
Bada bazing, bada bazoom. I'm sorry, Laurel, and yowza. Michael, another 4 years have come and gone, and you know what that means. No, I'm not talking about another war in the Middle East, although, yeah. And I'm not talking about another most important election of our lifetimes, although, sure, we had one of those too. No, I'm talking about another Federal Emergency Management Agency World Cup FIBA! That most beautiful of all competitions in which the sundry nations of the world, both Muslims and, well, those from countries about to become Muslim, put forth the best players they can possibly import from the third world, where running back and forth, kicking human skulls into nets while occasionally falling down and playing the victim is still considered aspirational sport play, mostly because the people of those nations can scarcely afford the net.
No, nothing. It's just like a clip from Michael. No. This is a clip from Michael Knowles 5 hours ago. Jeremy Boering appeared on this show, so here. So this was like a reunion that they had. So he joined the show to break down the latest World Cup drama. But that was before the England and Argentina game. Chris Shaw.
This year, 40 of the 48 countries in the contest have non-citizen players, which is a perfect microcosm of the broader trend of reverse colonialism currently destroying the once great nations of the West. You may remember old colonialism, Michael, where wealthy countries with good ideas such as human rights, functional plumbing, and not marrying your cousin exported those good ideas to poorer countries with worse ideas, thus lifting the poorer countries imperfectly and sometimes exploitatively out of the prehistoric cycles of rape, violence, and poverty that had always defined them and toward the bright white light of civilization. Well, that was wrong, Michael, and we should all be ashamed of ourselves. But now we have reverse colonialism, where we just do the whole thing.
So they're talking about colonialism. Like they're talking about history, colonialism.
And import the horrible ideas of the third world into our own nations, thus reducing our societies into the same sort of unsuccessful and demonic hellholes that we used to conquer like gentlemen would. And unlike old colonialism, new colonialism is fully Christian housewife approved as
So this they're talking about incorporating the Islamic religion into the United States. That's my guess what they're talking about.
The British rape gangs and Candace Owens' ratings make disturbingly clear. This year, World Cup features an historic first when the United States, with a GDP of $31.86 trillion, hosted the Islamic Republic of Iran, GDP $300 billion, while the former country was actively, to quote the most eloquent president since Abraham Lincoln, bombing the out of the latter. Iran responded to this attack on its sovereignty by tying New Zealand, GDP $278 billion, then by tying Belgium, GDP $776 billion, and then by tying Egypt, GDP $429 billion. And then, despite never having lost a single match, being deemed the losers anyway and sent back home to be hung from cranes. I mean, that's just a guess based on how gay soccer players look while flailing about with fake injuries like Jussie Smollett with a tuna sub in MAGA country. Iran, being deemed losers despite never actually losing, is just another example, Michael, of how soccer is the complete inverse of the real world, where Iran continues to lose every single battle and then is declared the winner anyway by the Democrats, the New York Times, and the unclean spirit currently possessing Tucker Carlson. But of course, the biggest star of the fugly World Cup isn't a country at all. It's 39-year-old Argentinian forward Lionel Messi, who despite his advanced age, nevertheless led Argentina GDP $688 billion to the semifinals against England with a GDP 700% higher. Messi's performance is just proof that 40 is the new 4. 4 being the age at which most Americans lose interest in soccer and start paying attention to more complicated and compelling games like baseball, actual football, or Candy Crush, which, at an average revenue of $1 billion per year, is almost as rich as Cabo Verde, the idyllic island off the coast of Senegal, which somehow very nearly beat Lionel Messi in this sham of a sport. Still, even the absurdity that is soccer isn't enough to take all the shine off the good old US of A, as soccer fan turned Instagram influencers from around the world have discovered during their pilgrimage to our Golden Shores. Who can forget such heartwarming posts as, "I've never seen this many alive old people in summertime," by Brigitte is a woman of Calais, France. Or, "Did you know that women have faces? Americahu Akbar," as shouted by Mahmoud Barkhari of East London. And of course, "This gas station produces more value than my entire country," declared Carlos Barros of, you guessed it, Cabo Verde, who again has a GDP lower than the actual annual revenue of Buc-ee's. And maybe that's the whole moral of this 2026 World Cup, Michael. If a well-loved American gas station outperforms entire nations in value creation and brisket smoking, why are we so eager to embrace a competition where no amount of personal skill or personal greatness can consistently produce more points than Haiti or Ghana or the Democratic Republic of Congo? Why? It's almost as if this entire charade is a leftist humiliation ritual coupled with a Duganist multipolarity project, but only in sport form. I don't even have a closing joke. No, it's just a sad socialist egalitarian self-flagellation. We should be ashamed. And the Israeli team failed to even qualify, so you can't even blame the Jews. Yowza!
Jeremy, before I let you go, really dazzling update. I need a little personal color, though. Which team are you rooting for?
Yowza!
Jeremy the God King Boring, everybody. Former Daily Wire 2 sports correspondent. I personally am rooting for the Danbury Little Kickers. I think they're my top soccer team of them all.
Okay, so
1988.
okay, let's see.
No.
Wait till you see our.
My goodness. Okay. This is a funny thumbnail from Tinashe Peter. Like, at 9 o'clock p.m., he's going to release a video, and his thumbnail is funny. He has a thumbnail of Tyler Robinson kissing Candace Owens. So here.
Wait till you see our.
Okay. So Maga Na said, Charlie got the call from Bibi to take you out because you were exposing Blake Lively and Macron P. Girl, get the F out of here. Okay.
You know what my gut has told me about this? You know what my gut
Hello, Lyndon Adams. How's it going?
has told me about this situation from the moment that it took place? I know what beyond my gut and beyond my dreams. The statement from Andrew Colbert, it was supposed to be you. Was it? Was it? Is it fair to ask if it's plausible that when Charlie was taken to the Hamptons, the phone call no one wants to address from Bibi Netanyahu, is it fair to ask the question if it was literally supposed to be me who was supposed to be back on tour with Charlie? Did he say no to killing Candace Owens? And then did he become a liability because he said no? What did Charlie turn down from Bibi Netanyahu while Erica was there? Again, the people that were present don't even want to acknowledge the phone call. I only got an acknowledgement that it happened from Erica in person, who then said, oh, he was just following up on a letter that Charlie wrote in May. Really? Bill Ackman's house, you put Bibi Netanyahu on the phone? And he's just like, hey, I got your letter. I want to talk about that letter from months ago. This feels like a good time. I don't buy it, guys. I think this is darker than we could ever imagine.
Oh my gosh. I wish I could just turn off all the volume from all these posts on X. Post video on X. I wish I could just turn off all the volume. But okay, so Gunther Eager man said President Trump is scheduled to deliver an address tomorrow night at 8 o'clock p.m. Central. Will you be watching? I don't know. I don't know if I would be that interested in watching. I don't pay attention to everything Trump does. Okay. So,
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working engine without knowing how to code. This is base 40.
The person was wearing tactical gear. And we need to know more about what was found at the bus stop in front of the.
but dang. So naturally, Gene Biden said, "This is absolutely fantastic, well worth the watch." Candace spent months telling her audience that Face Plus Plus was an incredibly accurate facial recognition tool, so reliable that she used it to argue Brigitte Macron wasn't even the same person in the old photo. Then she insisted that a lack of evidence or unanswered question prove her theory. So this woman simply took Candace's own standards, ran the FBI photos, fought the exact same software, ran the FBI photos through the exact same software Candace praised, and asked one question. If you trusted it then, why you won't trusted it now? If it is hard to dismiss your own methodology when someone else uses it against you.
Maybe being an ex-fan of Candace
So this is an ex-fan of Candace.
can help solve everything. Candace does not believe that the image that the FBI has provided is Tyler Robinson. She doesn't believe that these two are the same person. But then I remember her saying this.
This technology known as Face Plus Plus is basically the World Economic Forum's has listed it amongst its 11 smartest companies, okay? It is headquartered in Beijing, China. As I mentioned to you, it is what China uses as their software for facial recognition. And when he showed me how
Okay, you know what? Never mind.
Respectful to
Every technological era.
You know what? Let's just close this. Okay, let's go. Let's see. Okay. So, what should be next for Candace Owens since she's no longer making a presidential run for 2028 is I think the Daily Wire should rehire her. That's what I think should happen. Because hiring, like I agree in old interview, I agree with Ben Shapiro and Jeremy Boering when they say hiring Candace Owens was one of the biggest mistakes, one of their biggest mistakes. And Ben said that he wished he had fired her earlier. I think the damage is already done, and the Daily Wire will never recover from that. The way how the Daily Wire could have continued to thrive as a company, as an organization, is if they managed to keep Brett Cooper. If they had managed to keep Brett Cooper. But Brett Cooper left out as well on December 2024. So the Daily Wire will no longer recover from the collapse. So what they should do is rehire Candace Owens, in spite of the fact that she's awful. Oh, wow. Okay. Back to back. Reincarnation is real. Ben Shapiro a couple days ago gave gave birth to his fifth child the same day, the day after Lindsey Graham passed away. And people on the internet are making jokes that Lindsey Graham has been reincarnated as Ben Shapiro's fifth child. That can be true because reincarnation is real. A couple of days ago, like a couple of months ago, I made a video showing proof of reincarnation. You can be reincarnated remembering your previous life. You can be reincarnated not remembering your previous life. But there are some people who got reincarnated where they remember their previous life. There are some people who were able to get the people who killed them in custody. Man. So, reincarnation is for real. But I don't think Lindsey Graham got reincarnated. I mean, let's see, what was Lindsey Graham's religion? Okay, I want to see what was Lindsey Graham's religion. Was Lindsey Graham religious? If he was an atheist, then there's a strong possibility that he got reincarnated as Ben Shapiro's fifth child. Okay, so Lindsey Graham identified himself as a Christian. So based on near-death experience, either he's with the Lord or he's not with the Lord. So I don't think Lindsey Graham got reincarnated. I think he's going to go through the phases of falling into a deep sleep. And then when Judgment Day come, boom, he will either be in heaven or hell. So Lindsey Graham was a Christian. There has also been report that his sister took over his Senate seat. So Lindsey Graham's sister, Darlene Graham, following the sudden death of her brother on July 11, 2026, she was officially appointed by South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster to serve the remainder of the late senator term. Okay. So her and her sister shared a close bond. When she was 13 years old, they tragically lost both of their parents within 15 months, and her brother legally adopted her to become her guardian and caretaker. Prior to her appointment as interim senator, she had not held public office. She previously worked as the commissioner of the South Carolina Commission for the Blind and served in roles at Clemson University. Okay. Okay, I will end the stream in a couple of minutes. Okay, so I wonder who the Republican will appoint after his sister finished the remaining of his term. Let's see how many terms. Okay, so Lindsey Graham's sister, Darlene Graham, was appointed to serve out the remainder of his term, which ends in early January 2027. Because her role is solely to fill the vacancy left by her late brother's sudden passing, She is serving one partial term and will not run in the upcoming November general election. Okay. So she's just going to finish the remaining of his term until January 2027. So I wonder who the next senator will be.
For this. We now know who will fill Senator Lindsey Graham's seat in the U.S. Senate. His sister.
Or his sister. I guess his sister, a Senate seat? That's an inheritance jackpot. Most people just get a garage full of damp boxes. Whose idea was this?
President Trump recommended Graham's sister for the interim job, calling it a fabulous tribute to Lindsey.
So we're going to work for one Senator Graham to another Senator Graham. It's just tragically symmetrical.
Yeah. If there's one thing this guy knows all about, it's being tragically symmetrical. But for real, I disagree with this guy who looks like a fingerling potato that they put a dollop of cream on top of. I mean, there was more consideration about who should take over for Pat Sajak and his whole job.
Anyways, I mean, this is just one of the hosts of the Daily Show, so. Okay. I will handle